What's going on, Aquarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a great week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, shares, donations. Your support really is just phenomenal, Aquarius, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, the theme of this week's monthly spread is going to be like a monthly check-in. You know, we've done business, we've done self-growth, we've loved, and now we're just trying to see how we feel about that whole thing. You know, make sure we're not like a whole hot mess after that whole experience. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Because your space has been cleansed. Gems are feeling good, just good vibrations all around here, Aquarius. Now with this spread, I'm going to be pulling 9 cards and be doing clarifications as need be. And of course, a good old surprise card at the end, Aquarius, because, you know, I spoil you. And excuse me, in case you all were curious, the deck that I'm using is the Tarot of the Divine deck. And I have a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, which is going to be your current self. So, hiya self. Where is it that, where is Aquarius at on their journey? Let's see where you're at in the present and what you been up to here recently. Dope. Oh, that was a bit obnoxious, but I'm so happy for you because you got the Ace of Coins here. And I feel like with this, you know, with the Ace of Coins, you know, I feel like for some of us, you know, we're getting in this place of where we're thinking about, maybe we're thinking about whatever our next big move here, you know, whether that be in, could be in business, because, you know, the Pentacles have to deal with not only just new beginnings, but, you know, the Pentacles have to deal with wealth. So, you know, maybe we're starting up a new business. Maybe we're thinking about like a side hustle that, you know, maybe some side income here. Or, you know, honestly too, sometimes, like, you know, normally just like on a more specific realm, you know, that's where I put the Ace of Coins is for like monetary stuff. But the Ace of Coins could also be, you know, whatever abundance looks like for you too. You know, if we're trying to get more, maybe we're trying to increase our energy, you know, that could be, you know, maybe like changing up our diet, you know, as far as working out, that's abundance, you know, because now we're feeling, I hope that makes sense. Well, and I think it does, because you know what? And honestly, in order to make this Ace of Coins, let me make it make sense. In order to make this Ace of Coins here, because maybe some of us are thinking about this thing here. I feel like maybe in order for us to you know, in order for us to make this Ace of Coins here, let's embody what that looks like. You know, if you're trying to Ace of Coins from a dark apartment, you haven't walked, maybe you're like curled up in bed, you know, you haven't showered in days, same old clothes, you know, it's just like and you know, I'm not saying that's where you're at, Aquarius, but that's the extreme. But I'm just saying that if we're trying to manifest abundance in our realm here, we need to reflect that, you know, and not even just in how we present ourselves, but really how our thoughts are where our thoughts are at as well is what I'm trying to spit out here. Clearly my thoughts have stopped. But I feel like, you know, if we're in this place of, if we live in like a kind of like, because listen, you know, when we all got bills that we're paying, you know, got to keep up with the house, you know, got to get groceries, all of those things. But if we let this be in a place where that stuff is just kind of like tying us down, where it's becoming our whole focus, where it's just like, I just want to, you know, I'm living to survive, you know, I'm getting resources to just to get by, you know, that's and you know, Aquarius, you know, you're in a judgment-free zone here. You know, however we're going about this journey, you got to go about how you want to go about it. But if we're feeling in this place of where we want more, you know, where it's like, you know, we're done, honestly, using our resources and our energy to support somebody else's dream, you know, think about how you can make your Ace of Coins here, how you can get to this place of like self-sufficiency, you know, because we can all do it, you know, and we can do it doing what we love as well. It's just trying to, it's breaking out of this system here. You know, I hope that makes sense. But I really do feel like, you know, for this monthly check-in, abundance is the name of the game here. You know, we're thinking about we're thinking big here, and I dig that 100%. And you know Aquarius. I got one more thing. We're gonna move on. When you think about this thing too, and whatever that looks like for you, you know, don't compare your dreams to other people's stuff. You know, it's Ace of Coins is whatever this looks like for you at this time here. You know, how other people, what other people want and how other people go about getting it. You know, that's their journey. You know, this is focus on you, figure out what you want, and then go out there and manifest that thing. So let's get to your second card here, which is going to be the theme of the month. So, hiya self. What's the theme of the month looking like for Aquarius? You know, we got money on the mind, trying to make it rain. Let's see what the forecast is. Oh, interesting. I like that. Nice. Nice, Aquarius. You got the Hanged Man in reverse here. And I feel like with this, because the Hanged Man, when we get the Hanged Man in reverse here, that just warmed my heart, because that's what let me tell you what the Hanged Man's about. Hanged Man is about enlightenment, you know, like I feel like there's a clarity coming from this, like how we can get this Ace of Coins wherever you're at in this journey, you know, wherever you're at presently. You know, I feel like there's going to be something that clicks for you over the next, I'm hoping, at least over the next month, you know, since that's where we're hopefully what we're thinking about, you know, something I feel like an epiphany is going to come here, you know, maybe the realization, you know, of how we can get this thing, you know, and I feel like too, Aquarius, when we think about this energy, you know, the Hanged Man is water energy. I've seen it represented a couple ways. You know, it's represented by water, and I've seen it represented by Neptune, which Neptune is water energy as well as Pisces, one of Pisces' rulers. And I bring that up to say, when we're going about this month, you know, when I think about the Hanged Man is a card of needing new perspectives, you know, or you know, it's like that. It's like doing the same thing, expecting different results. You know, at some point, you know, it's higher self is just like, you got to come at it from a different way, homie. You know, this isn't working. And I feel like too, Aquarius, you know, what may benefit you this month is to kind of to bring up all that water and stuff, is to maybe be a little more fluid in our approach here. You know, because air signs, you know, where air signs are, you know, we're all, you know, as a zodiac, you know, tribe, you know, we're all we all have intuition and good manifestors. But I feel like when air signs might manifest, you know, might be a little more kind of rigid, you know, kind of sharp, you know, and where we need to kind of combine that stuff. You know, we want to be fluid with the air. We want to be like a breeze as opposed to like a sharp kind of force here, you know, kind of really work with the energies as opposed to like trying to force our way through here. So, all right. I like that. I feel like that's a good game plan for the month. There, it's definitely try to get that clarity. So let's get to your third card here, which is going to be a key goal to pursue. So, hiya self. What are some what's a goal that Aquarius should kind of focus on this time? Let's see where's something that you might need to focus on. Oh, okay, absolutely. You got the Magician in reverse here. And I feel like with this, you know, the Magician in reverse, the Magician just in general is just about, you know, it's about skills, adroitness, manifestation, you know, and realizing that you have all the tools at your disposal here. And it's also kind of too, it's just like, it's like, because the Magician in this deck is the fairy godmother. And it's like, if we're not opening, because I feel like if we're not receptive to when higher self, God, Buddha, Jesus, however you connect to Source, Aquarius, when we're trying to manifest this Ace of Coins here, you know, I feel like if we're not in tune with how we manifest here, the consistency is not going to show up here. You know, it's going to be, and sorry if I feel like my computer's kind of lagging a little bit, but with the Magician, you know, I feel like there's, where was I? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Thinking about how we manifest here, you know, I feel like the goal is just to try to really kind of figure out how really manifestation looks on you here, you know, because that's where I feel like the magician is about, you know. If we're closed off to all the energies of the universe here, it's going to disrupt, okay, I'm getting my flow back, that's going to disrupt that consistency here. But if we learn to work with the energies, you know, and really kind of feel this thing out here, you know, be fluid, like I was talking about with this hanged man here, then I feel like you're going to realize that you have all the tools at your disposal to get to this, not only just get to this ace of coins here, but really make that bad boy just really just go wild, you know, really flourish, and just you know, flood your world with abundance here. But it's going to be it's going to take some, it's got to take, you know, we got to sharpen that skill there, you know, we got to get these tools here, because, you know, when I think about like even just like manifesting or even being in like a positive mindset, all that stuff, you know, it's practice, you know, it's visual, it's the visualization, it's all of that stuff here, you know, feeling that, yeah, and yeah, that's you know, that's something to focus on. You know, I can't. That's a tricky one to try to tell you how intuition looks on you here. It's different for every person here. But you know, explore that. See how you manifest, and when you hit, find out where you were. What state of mind were you at when you hit, and see if we can replicate that and keep that consistency going there. So. I'm gonna leave that there, you know. But you know, the magician, you know, is also a reminder too. You have all the tools at your disposal here. It's just finding them, you know. Because sometimes, you know, if we haven't practiced, we, you know, actively practicing, you know, manifesting, you know, it's like it's like a muscle, you know. It'll atrophy, but it's not gonna go away. We just gotta work it, build it back up there, Aquarius. But let's get to your fourth card here, which is going to be an obstacle. You know, maybe we can kind of get some eyes, you know, maybe see what might be, got this magician in reverse here. So higher self, what are some obstacles that, that Aquarius might need to overcome? Let's see what's going on there, Aquarius. Oi. Hopefully it's not a stack. Oh, yeah? Okay. Nice. So you got the Hierophant here. And that's pretty much what I was talking about with the magician here, as far as like connecting to like connecting to your skills and connecting to source, because that's what the Hierophant is about. You know, the Hierophant is he's the male counterpart to the High Priestess. You know, and the High Priestess is just super intuitive, and this is also Taurus energy here. So I feel like when you're trying to get to this thing here, you know, when we at first, you know, we might hit some duds here. It might be like a, oh man, like, oh, I got something. Oh man, but when we're not hitting Aquarius, that whole thing was to say, you know, perseverance. You know, that's where Taurus energy comes in. Excuse me, with this Hierophant. But I also feel like even bigger than that. Definitely, I feel like the name of the game for this obstacle is going to be connecting to source, you know, and in trusting that the universe has got your back in this thing here, in whatever you're trying to achieve here. Because if you look at this, Aquarius, so far your current self is surrounded by major arcana so far here. You've got this, you know, this is like a thing every now and again, you know, Aquarius, you pull in big energy, you know, it's like almost every other week. And I'm with it. So I feel like we're getting close to what we're tapping into, because, you know, for those of you who are new, I tell people all the time, this is the energy that you're bringing me here. I don't go through the cards and just be like, oh, this sounds good for Aquarius. This is what you're bringing me here. And I see the potential that you're bringing all the time here. So I feel like we're getting closer. It's like you imagine you're in the bathroom and you're trying to curl your hair, but your extension cord is just a hair too short, and you got to do some kind of awkward stuff here to get it over there, Aquarius. That's where I feel like you're at. You're just like, you're so close. If we could just get like a little bit closer, find a way to extend that out a little bit more, then this is just going to be magic. It's going to be just, everything is just going to pop. You know what I mean? But that let's pull it back. That's where this Hierophant, it's just going to take some work, you know, and it's finding, you know, in recognizing again when those energies are lining up and figuring out where you were at energetically when that happened. So I feel like just to get that consistency. So, but let's get to the fifth card here, because we put in all this work here, Aquarius. Now let's get to see what your major accomplishment is. That's what the fifth card is. So higher self. You know, Aquarius has been putting in this work. Let's see what we get out the end of this thing, Aquarius. You know, this is because I get it. This is when we think about like abundance and stuff like that. That's yeah, that's it's been a lot of pondering I've noticed amongst the signs here. But Aquarius, this is interesting. You got for the major accomplishment, you got the Emperor in reverse here, and I'm wondering with this Emperor energy, because sometimes when I think about the Emperor, or not sometimes, when I'm like something here recent, look, more major arcana stuff here. I feel like with this. With the Emperor energy, the Emperor is about being a leader. You know, this is like that fatherly energy, you know, the divine counterpart to the Empress. And I feel like, you know, sometimes when we're trying to get to our abundance, or, you know, whatever that is looking like, you know, maybe I don't want to say that it's like we're aggressive with it, but it's just like I feel like sometimes that maybe we let our egos get in our own way. And you know what I mean, Aquarius. I'm not calling you egotistical here, but I feel like sometimes, you know, when we're trying to manifest, you know, sometimes if we get frustrated, you know, we try to force this thing, and then everything kind of falls out of whack. But we're not celebrating. We're not focusing on that stuff. The accomplishment is that I feel like that you're finding that you're getting out of your way. Is that you're in the sense of like, you know when to tap into this Emperor energy here. Because for me, Emperor energy is temporary. When an Ace of Coins opportunity presents itself here, that's when we rise up. You know, that's when you channel in the Emperor energy and you pour your all into that situation. You know, work with the energy, and then when it's time to pull back. Let this reserve rest up here. You know, I feel like you're going to figure out that balance. You know, that when it's time to rise, we're going to get to this thing. But let's get a little bit more on that Emperor, because that's a tough one there, Aquarius. You know, because I feel like that is a good accomplishment for sure, but that's just a weird way to kind of present itself here. So I'm wondering if maybe we've been kind of frustrated with what's been going on with this connection here, trying to get to our Ace of Coins here. But higher self, can we clarify the Emperor, please? Let's see. Let's get a little bit more on that, Aquarius. Yeah? Okay. Interesting. So the Emperor is clarified by the Eight of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So Aquarius, I feel like, keep in mind, these are accomplishments here, and that's good. You know, but I laugh because I feel like it's just like we had a lot that we needed to get over. Because the Eight of Swords is like a self-imposed prison that we put in ourselves. You know, so like when I was saying, you know, how we feel like maybe we might get frustrated, and then that gets in the way of our manifesting. You know, then we make knee-jerk reactions. Things start falling apart, and it just becomes a hot mess. And I feel like, you know, we're going to get out of that place. So that's nice. 2, you know, I feel like we're going to stop resisting things that are going against what we love, because that's what the Knight of Cups is about. The Knight of Cups is the one that is going to, whatever is going to fulfill him, you know, whatever dry, you know, we're going to fill up all his cups. That's where he's focusing all his energy into. So I feel like that's going to be another thing where we're going to stop pouring our Emperor energy just into, I feel like we're going to become more mindful, just because we're going to start focusing on what we love. And then with the Queen of Swords popping up here, this is almost just like doubling down on that clarity here, because that's what she's about. The Queen of Wands, after her husband, you know, next to her husband, Queen of Swords is very much, she's all about getting her Ace of Coins here. And I feel like what she does with that is how she's unique with the Queen. Well, they're all unique, but the Queen of Swords, she's the type, she's got a little air and a little water in her chart. And she's the type that kind of is feeling stuff out here, and then she taps into that air energy, and then she's analyzing it, you know, figuring out what's going to what makes sense? You know, how can we get the most out of this thing here? You know, she's the type that we're looking to the future here. You know, we got expansion on our brain here. And so I feel like, you know, all of this stuff, you know, just I feel like just a number of obstacles are getting out of your way, Aquarius, this month. You know, this normally would be a lot to deal with. But again, since it's in your accomplishments, I like that. I feel like, you know, potentially there's going to be, you know, if we follow our hearts, you know, and pour our energy into that and be level-headed in this thing, be practical in this, I feel like, yeah, I dig that. I feel like this Emperor will be upright in no time. So let's get to your 6th card here, which is going to be maybe some things we might need to avoid at this time. So higher self, what are some things that Aquarius may need to avoid during this month here? Let's see what are some things that you may need to avoid, Aquarius. Interesting. You got the 6 of Wands in reverse here. And so I'm wondering with this, you know, I'm wondering with this ace, with wherever you're at on this journey, you know, if we're doing this because we want, because we're doing it for ourselves, or if we're doing this because we want, like validation, because the 6 of Wands is like a card of, it's like a card of fame. It could be a card of like celebration, but I'm getting like, I'm getting that. Let me get a little bit more on that. Let me get a little bit more on that, and I'll tell you what I'm getting, because I'm getting a couple of things. It could either be that some things we might need to avoid is that we either need to, whatever we're doing this thing for, we're making sure that we're doing this for us, you know, first, and then everybody else afterwards, if that makes sense. Because if it's, I hope that makes sense, because it's one of those things, it's like, okay, like if I was doing this, of course I'm doing this channel for you all, you know, like, and I mean you all, the soul tribe. But let's clarify that, Aquarius, because I am getting it's a number of things, and I'm not sure which route to take. So higher self, can we clarify the 6 of Wands, please? Let's get a little bit more on that. Yeah. Okay, the 6 of Wands is clarified by the 3 of Swords, the Queen of Coins, and the Strength card in reverse. And so I feel like with this, okay, that does change things a bit. So with this, with the 6 of Wands, how I was talking about with this is a card of celebration here. I feel like with it being in reverse, you know, maybe some things to avoid is diminishing your progress here, because sometimes I feel like we can get to a place, and you know, I feel like we're all kind of guilty. I know I'm guilty of it sometimes. It's like where you've made progress, you know, you've gotten growth, but it's like, you know, maybe if you set like a marker, you know, I wanted to lose 20 pounds by the end of this month, and maybe we only lost 8. You know, you could sit there and kind of diminish that, like, oh well, crap, I didn't hit my 20. You're a failure. It sucks. You know, whatever. I don't even know why I took this thing up in the first place. Or you could focus on the fact that you lost 8 pounds. That's progress. You know, that's a step here. You know, because with this energy, you know, with that 3 of Swords, it's like we could focus on the negativity here, or we could do Queen of Coins and realize that we're gaining more skills here. You know, we're gaining resources. You know, we're starting to get to this place of where we're building up our confidence here. You know, because that's what the Strength card is about. And right now, you know, some things to avoid. We don't want to diminish this confidence here. You know, we want to keep this Queen of Coins energy, because that's you're accumulating skills here, Aquarius. And this is Capricorn energy too. And so remember that this thing is going to require work. So I feel like with this energy, you know, one thing to avoid is just like being too harsh on yourself, you know, being overly critical. You know, show yourself some compassion, you know, because this is growth that's happening here. So that's definitely not something that you want to knock off. You know, that's you congratulate yourself. The fact that you keep going and trying and whatever it is that you're doing, if you keep getting up and keep going at it, that is a win, just as long as it's not lowering your vibration, because that's, again, if we get to that place where we're meeting resistance, and it keeps you it keeps you in this Three of Swords energy, because the Three of Swords is a pretty intense card. It's a card of sorrow, melancholy, depression, sadness. So yeah, if the thing is lowering our vibration, definitely we might want to reconsider some things, but I hope that makes sense. I'm going to move on from that, Aquarius, but yeah, that's where I feel like, yeah, we don't want to diminish our growth in this thing here. You're a boss. You've leveled up in this thing, even as we've gone through this stuff here, where we're leveling up by the second here, Aquarius. So let's get to your 7th card here, which is going to be what to embrace. So, higher self, what are some things that Aquarius should embrace at this time? Let's see, what are some, hold up. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. You got the devil here. And you know what? I like that, because when the devil pops up, sometimes I feel like the devil gets a bad rep, because the devil's a card of like vices, a card of maybe like some bad habits, maybe addictions, overindulgence. But for me, the devil is a card of strength. It's a matter of perspective. Because here's the thing: if that's something that you're trying to improve on, let's say for whatever we're struggling with, maybe we're trying to become more financially literate, or financially stable. Maybe we're trying to lose weight. Maybe we're trying to find love. Whatever that's looking like. We all have our vices. Our weaknesses that we have to refine. If we in order to to promote growth. And I feel like it's about embracing the fact that there is work. There's always going to be more work to do, Aquarius, and. The devil is not to, it's not to say that, again, to make it feel like this is daunting, or to deter you from trying to get to this stuff here. Because Aquarius, again, you're working with you got a lot of major arcana stuff here. And I feel like there's, higher self is playing behind the scenes here. It's really trying to guide you on your path here. But, it's just being aware of the signals and of the lessons that are coming from this stuff here. Because wherever you're at on your journey, you're exactly where you need to be at this time. Higher self has got, it's all divine timing here. It may not make sense at the time, but hindsight is 20/20. So and keep in mind too, just like I feel like sometimes too, the devil invites us, or could invite us to just kind of be just more present. Because when we think about vices and all addictions and all of that stuff here, we think that's like past thinking. We may think about like the old ways we operated, or if we still have some people in that crowd that we may be establishing boundaries from. They'd be like, well, Aquarius, you used to do all this stuff here. What happened? But we're not focusing on that anymore, Aquarius. We're staying in the present here. We're focusing on strengths here, refinement. That's where that's the devil's superpower here. It's really, really refinement. It's just, it may not be the most desirable way of going about it, but it is necessary, Aquarius. So let's get to what card are we on? Your 8th card, which is going to be where to find support in this thing. So higher self, where is it that Aquarius can find support? Let's see, what are some ways that you may be able to get support in all this thing, Aquarius? Interesting. You got the 4 of Wands here. And so I feel like with this, again, it's kind of coming down to that, I feel like, again, that areas of not really diminishing the victory here, because the 4 of Wands is very similar to the 6 of Wands. This is a card of like it's a card of like completion, and I feel like it's a card of completion, a card of celebration, and a card of rest. And I feel like where you're going to find some support is maybe just kind of again, just realizing that everything that has happened up till now has happened for a purpose, and to trust that, again, that higher self has got your back, and to just because sometimes I feel like if we don't get the reactions that we need, that's when we try to force stuff. We try to do more, and that may not be what the solution is. But let's get a little bit more on that. Let's get a little bit more on that Four of Wands there, Aquarius. Higher self, can we clarify the Four of Wands, please? Yeah, let's get a touch more on that. Interesting. So the Four of Wands is clarified by the Four of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. And so, you know, I really feel like, Aquarius, some things that we really should again support is that, like, kind of like what I was saying, you know, is that like higher self is trying to, I feel like it's trying to send you a sign here. You know, I feel like there's signals that we might be missing here, because that's what the Four of Cups is about. And I feel like it's really this Four of Cups, King of Swords, and reverse combo here. Because the King of Swords is a card of clarity. It's a card of wisdom. It's, you know, it's hubby. You know, it's hubby here. You know, this is, I feel like if we're, in order for us, I feel like in order for us to get the most out of this abundance here, it's about, you know, open ourselves up to how and I know how this sounds, Aquarius, but it's just like tuning into how higher self is trying to assist you in this thing. Because you got the last card here's a Wheel of Fortune. You know, we're trying to get to your destiny here, you know, trying to find your fate, but you know, it's just, if we're not working with the energies here, then that's, you know, we're gonna get the bare minimum here. You know, we're not gonna get the max return. You know, we're just gonna keep, you know, just sort of like, yeah, just really getting the bare minimum there. So I feel like where you're gonna find support, honestly, is I feel like connecting with higher self. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. You know, I'm not. Yeah, kind of take that as it resonates, Aquarius. You know, but let's get to your final card here, which is going to be some advice. So, higher self, what is some advice for Aquarius here? Let's see what advice or encouragement we may have. Nice, I'm with that. You got the Page of Cups here. And I feel like with this, Aquarius, the Page of Cups is a very, this is a card of like imagination, and it's a card of creativity, and a card of, let's switch back over, because I feel like some advice, I feel like with this energy is to be, I really feel like it's like a kind of like, I'm wondering if you're having, and I know how this may sound, but I'm wondering if you're having fun with what you're doing, you know? Because it's like you got so much big energy here, and I'm just wondering if we're in a place where, I'm wondering if if the reason that our manifestation isn't working here is because maybe we're not getting that creative, I'm not sure how to put that, Aquarius. I'm not sure if it's like maybe we're not getting, we're not finding an outlet for something. You know, maybe we're kind of keeping something bottled up here. And I feel like we need to express ourselves more. Or maybe I switched over too soon. Let's get one more here, because I realize I'm gonna keep you here all day. Higher self, can we clarify the Page of Cups, please? Yeah, because this, yeah, let's get a little bit more on that. Interesting. So the Page of Cups got clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Wands in reverse. And so I feel like with this, you know, there's going to be, I feel like we may need to, I feel like, Aquarius, we maybe need to find a way to breathe maybe a little fun into this energy here. I'm feeling like maybe there's something very serious going on here. And it's just affecting the pace at which things are, maybe, you know, maybe we're wanting things to come in faster, but they're not coming in there, because that's what the Ace of Wands in reverse is here. And I feel like you're going to get that enlightenment, that Ace of Swords, that clarity, because you got all the King, Queen, Ace, you know, I feel like, we maybe need to tap into something a little more creative. Maybe we need to do some outside of the box thinking, possibly. Maybe when it comes to this thing, maybe we've been maybe a little rigid in our ways here. But I feel like a choice it's eventually going to need to be made. That's where the Two of Wands is kind of coming in with this energy. There's something here that I feel like maybe we may not be truly enjoying what we're doing, or and I shouldn't even say it like that. Maybe we're not getting the most enjoyment that we can out of the thing that we're doing here. We might be treating it like work, where it should be more of just like you want to do this thing because you want to. We don't want to, because when people ask me when I'm doing this stuff here, it's like, oh, how work goes? Like, this isn't work. This is what I love doing. This is, even when if I got to redo things, whatever, it's not work. Or, when I'm studying, it's just like, it's a passion. And I feel like that's what you might be missing, Aquarius, is maybe there's a passion missing from this thing. Well, you know what? You got a month to think about it. The enlightenment is coming. This will give you something too, because maybe, this is the theme, I should look at it this way. The theme is getting out of the hanged man situation, because maybe some of you are in it right now. So, yeah, I feel like maybe we need to do some out of the box thinking, or maybe breathe some fun into what we're doing, Aquarius. But I'll leave that there. I hope that makes sense. So, if you like that thing, give it a thumbs up. Know someone who shares this, who may be going through this thing and can find the nuggets of wisdom in the word salad that I serve you up every now and again. Share that with them. Let's raise that vibration. Hit that bell button. Subscribe. You'll get notified when I upload videos each week. I'm getting better about it. I'm about to be more up on Facebook here. I got some things cooking up in the mix here. Nothing too crazy. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, check out my other channel, The Cherryden Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday, discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time, Aquarius, and all that housekeeping is in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card, because I'll keep you here all day. Interesting. You got the Five of Coins in reverse here, Aquarius. And so I feel like this girl right here, I feel like for some, maybe this is you right now. Maybe if we're in a hanged man situation, we're kind of feeling out in the cold right now. Maybe this is no hope. We're trying to keep ourselves heated with a match here. Because that's what's happening in this picture here. Her heater is a match. But I feel like with this, maybe we're gonna get to this place of realizing that I feel like that there's more, that there's, I don't know what kind of, because the Five of Coins is like, we're down in the dumps, we feel like we have no kind of help, maybe we even feel like the disconnected from like higher self, with like how we're talking about the Hierophant here. But just know, Aquarius, you're not alone in this thing. This is whatever this is that you're going through right now. You got higher self is definitely supporting you behind the scenes. There's some big energy here, and even with all the court cards that popped up here, the court cards can represent people. So it's like, look at your soul tribe. See if there's maybe we can find some places where maybe we can get some help here. Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, Aquarius. I think I'm lagging every now and again. That's weird. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'll take that as a sign I've been going too long. So I hope that made sense. I'll leave that there. But stay safe out there, Aquarius. And you got a lot to work with. So raise that vibration. Raise your vibration, Aquarius. Do some fun stuff for yourself here. And I will catch you on the next one later.